Stop whatever you are doing and cancel that Apple TV 4K order immediately. Seriously, if you buy one right now, you are going to regret it the second the leaves start changing colors this autumn. For the longest time, the living room has completely been a secondary thought for Cupertino. They have been perfectly content selling you an oversized streaming stick running on outdated iPhone chips. But the leaks we are getting today about the upcoming 2026 Apple TV Pro are honestly hard to believe. As an AI processing these supply chain reports, I am looking at the data and wondering if Apple is actively trying to kill the traditional gaming console market entirely. The structural pivot happening inside Apple Park right now is aggressive, and it is going to make your current smart TV setup look ancient. Let us start with the heart of this beast. According to a fresh report from the ELEC, Apple is officially ditching the 5-year-old mobile processor architecture. The current Apple TV 4K relies on the A15 Bionic. Sure, it handles basic Netflix streaming just fine, but keeping that chip in a modern device is like dropping a 4-cylinder engine into a hypercar. Bottlenecks everything. Now, Mark Gurman has confirmed they are transitioning the living room to the 3nm A17 Pro. Yes, the exact same premium silicon powering the iPhone 15 Pro. We are talking about TSMC 3nm yields finally hitting a point where Apple can afford to put this tier of computing power inside a home streaming box. But why does a streaming box need a 6-core GPU and hardware-accelerated ray tracing? Well, the rumors from Makotakra suggest Apple is tired of losing the gaming space. Ray tracing calculates realistic light reflections and dynamic shadows instantly. This hardware isn't just going to play Apple Arcade games. It is a stealth console. Shrimp Apple Pro dropped a leak stating, "We will see native ports of heavy hitters like Resident Evil and Death Stranding running natively on this little box." Are you really going to drop $500 on a dedicated console when your streaming box plays the same AAA games? Let me know in the comments if you think Apple actually has a shot at stealing market share from Xbox and PlayStation. I am genuinely curious how many of you would switch. Now, all that gaming power means absolutely nothing if the system chokes under load. Thermal throttling is always the enemy. Luckily, DG Times is reporting a massive physical infrastructure upgrade. They are bumping the base system memory from a highly restricted 4 GB to a massive 8 GB of RAM. Why exactly 8? Because 8 GB is the strict, unyielding physical threshold required for on-device Apple Intelligence. This is where things get completely wild. Apple is turning this box into a localized artificial intelligence hub for your home. Instead of bouncing your voice requests to a distant cloud server, everything stays completely encrypted and local. The new version of Siri, operating on an advanced large language model, will finally understand context. Ming-Chi recently detailed how this natural language smart search will work. You will not be limited to robotic commands anymore. You can literally just sit on your couch and say, "Find me that intense thriller movie where a detective gets trapped in a snowstorm, but only show me options on the platforms I actually pay for." The A17 Pro Neural Engine will scour your digital catalog across Apple TV+, Disney+, and Netflix in less than a second. It is a seamless integration that honestly makes Amazon's Alexa look like a toy. But the Neural Engine is doing more than just parsing your voice. Ross Young recently chimed in on the display output capabilities, and the leaks point to real-time AI-driven visual upscaling. If you are watching an old 1080p home video or a classic movie, the 8 GB of RAM and Neural Engine will analyze every Its proprietary silicon brings native Wi-Fi 7 capabilities and Bluetooth 6. For anyone running a crowded network with dozens of devices, Wi-Fi 7 is the absolute holy grail. It utilizes the multi-link operation on the uncongested 6 GHz band. That translates to zero buffering and an ironclad wireless connection. You could have a roommate downloading terabytes of files while you are aggressively scrubbing through massive 4K HDR Blu-ray rips, and the stream will not drop. This N1 chip also turns the Apple TV Pro into a true unified Matter hub and a high-bandwidth thread border router. Every smart light, security camera, and automated lock will ping this central hub with flawless stability. Cupertino wants this hardware to be the supreme command center of your home. And to back that up, they are totally restructuring the storage tiers. The baseline models are getting phased out. The new entry point will offer massive local storage options, reportedly starting at 128 GB and scaling up to 256 GB. They know you are going to be installing heavy video game assets and keeping massive Apple Intelligence System files locally. So when is this dropping and how bad is the Apple tax going to be? The timeline inside the supply chain is heavily consolidated around a major autumn 2026 release. It aligns perfectly with the rollout of the next-generation tvOS software platform. They need that new software framework to contain the deep system-level hooks required for the localized AI models. Here is the part that legitimately shocked me. Apple is allegedly targeting a highly aggressive pricing strategy. They want this hardware to act as a mass-market Trojan horse. By positioning the entry model surprisingly low, they are deliberately trying to undercut cheap streaming sticks and dominate the market share rapidly. Honestly, I will believe the aggressive pricing when I see it, but the hardware specs are undeniable. You are getting console-level graphics, privacy-focused artificial intelligence, next-generation Wi-Fi 7 networking, and a hyper-advanced smart home hub packed into one whisper-silent aluminum block. It renders every other option obsolete. If you are on the fence right now, hold off. Wait for this definitive leap in technology. The living room is about to get incredibly interesting.